Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Malinga Sise of Urban Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And today I am super excited. We are in our day 8. Day 8, mark me well, day 8 of our brooding, and so far the birds are really doing pretty well. Have not recorded any mortality since morning, and I think we shall end up only having that one chick that died out of an accident, and but otherwise we would have not had any mortality, and that is very, very good. I'm super excited today because I've received so many comments from you guys, and wow, it keeps me pushing, it keeps me going, and makes me know that this work we are doing is really benefiting someone out there, and it really makes me so happy because that is my motive. Believe me not, if this was a class that we would meet physically and set exams, most of you would walk away with super distinctions. Why? Because I've just realized it that most people are really following us very well and are really getting something. Yesterday I received some comments, people asking me, Sisi, are we vaccinating the birds? Or when are we vaccinating the birds? And I'm like, oh, kumbe, these students can still remember that Sisi says after 1 week we are supposed to vaccinate our birds. But today we are not doing vaccination. Why? I'm very sure most of you are waiting for vaccination, and everyone is expecting today we are going to do our vaccination. But today we are not doing vaccination, as the reason being, number one, remember I told you that I was hearing some of these birds coughing. I can say coughing, sneezing. I really don't know how I can call it. Either coughing, sneezing, wheezing. I really don't know. So it persisted. It was not a very big number. I was hearing few birds doing that, and I went ahead and said, Sister, you know what? Yesterday, after recording after recording the video, I just sat down and said, Sister, you know what? You should not sleep today without giving this bird something. So I decided to run to a nearby veterinary shop and got for them an antibiotic that would help in clearing that. Okay, not very many birds are coughing, a few of them, and I think majorly because of their poop, because the house was really so dusty. You saw how the poop was very dry and it had become so dusty, and I also think maybe the feeds, because remember our feeds were a bit caked, but the smell is not very bad. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what caused it. You know, my birds have never it has never happened to me during brooding, so this is also a new experience for me. So I went to a nearby veterinary drug shop and they gave me some antibiotics to give them. And birds which are sick, you're not supposed to vaccinate them, or birds which are on medication, you're not supposed to vaccinate them. That is why I said, let me hold on the vaccination issue and first treat these birds. Within 3 days, I'm pretty sure it will be clear. And then also another thing why we are not doing vaccination today, remember the first day I told you, when you bring in your baby chicks, make sure that you get a vaccination schedule from the company where you've got your birds from. And I also told you that you should get a feeding schedule from that company, because these birds are supposed to eat a particular amount of feed in different weeks, like different weeks from day 1 till they start laying. When they start laying, that's when now the feeding amount becomes constant. If they're supposed to get 40 kilos, they get it from that time till you lay them off. So there's a particular amount of feed these birds are supposed to consume weekly from day 1 till the brooding ends, till they start laying. So I told you that I got the vaccination schedule, but when I started when I started poultry farming, I was getting my birds from Beanzika. I remember my first 2 flocks of layers, I got it from Beanzika. And from Beanzika, the vaccination schedule there indicates that birds are supposed to be vaccinated weekly. And this is my second time getting birds from Kenchik, and the first time I got birds from Kenchik, believe me not, I was using a vaccination schedule from Beanzika. So little did I know that for Kenchik is a different story. So last night I just sat down, looked through the two vaccination schedule, and I saw for Kenchik was again different. It was again stating a different thing, not like how I thought it was, like not like how the one for Binzika is saying. So that is why I told you that get the vaccination schedule from the company where you got the birds from. So personally, I was also using for the previous company, which I'd used before. I was not, because when I got my first flock from Kenchik, I didn't get the vaccination schedule, by the way, because I already had for Binzika. So being all of them layers, I just thought it would work the same way. But yesterday, it just crossed my mind to check through my documents. You know, when you're doing poultry farming, you always have to keep records. So I just started checking through and saw the vaccination schedule. I said, let me read one by one. So I saw it was again stating something else, which I'm going to show you guys. So since the birds are also on medication, we are not going to vaccinate them till we reach that day. But by the time we shall reach the day of vaccination, I'm pretty sure that the birds will be very okay. But otherwise, the birds are really feeding well. All the feeders are almost empty. The drinkers, some of them are already empty. And the birds are feeding well. So today we still have a very important activity that we are supposed to carry out. I want all of us to know how much we have spent on these baby chicks from the time we brought them in till now. So today, get on your books. You need to record something down. Get your books and pens, and let's get to the class. Let's do farming together. Thank you. So yesterday, after doing that recording, I just sat down and said to say, you know what, try to look for solution to what is going on. Because I have an experience whereby when I brought in my second flock of layers, and those were 1,200 birds, my birds just started falling. They just started dying one by one, and they were in week 14, by the way. So personally, I used to think maybe the birds are getting suffocated, maybe the dogs are scaring the birds, the rats. Little did I know it was an outbreak, and I ended up losing over 700 birds. So yesterday, after finishing recording, I just sat down and said, you know what, since these birds are sneezing like this, much as not very many birds, please try to do something. So I decided to rush to the nearby veterinary shop, which we have here, and I had to purchase this. I had never used it before. I got this. I had never used it before, but a friend of mine had used it. So I got this. This one is in liquid form, and then also I got this one. It is in powder form. This one is called Coli AM. So they told me to mix the two and give the birds. And I started right away, by the way, yesterday. And I'm pretty sure 3 days from now, the birds will be okay. So when I talk about the vaccination schedule, this is what I call the vaccination schedule. That is the company. That is the outlet. This is for Kenchik, but that is the company that get the birds. I think they get from Kenchik, then they do what? Then they sell to us. So this is what they call the vaccination schedule. So if you look through this vaccination schedule very well, you find that day 1, they have already done it from the hatchery, and the second vaccination is supposed to be done between day 12 to day 14, of which it is going to be in the eye or drinking water, and the second one just like that till you finish. So that's why I said, okay, we are still within the what? We are still within the range. So let us first do the treatment, and we shall vaccinate when the right time comes. So always make sure that you get that, so that you do not again mess up. So I want us to talk about I want us to look through the expenses. That is as per 16th of November 2023, and today is being a Thursday. So our expense, please, I want us to note down something. Oh, okay, this one, why I've decided to do this is just to help you break down things bit by bit. It will even make you understand better about how much you need for doing this project. Okay, I have a video. We have a video. If you've not yet watched, please go and watch it. We were talking about 500 birds, but after uploading that video, most people ask me, Sister, how about when you have 100 birds? How about if I want to start with 200 birds? How about when, people were breaking it down. So this one will help you to know. So from 400 bars, you'll just be able to break down about 100 bars. You just get the calculation from here. And this one, we are doing it, I can say that we are doing it live, because we have just spent this money, and most of these things I've been showing you, except maybe that those 2 antibiotics that I purchased yesterday, of which you've already seen it now. So this is just like you doing it. That's why I said, please just feel like you're the one who has spent this money. You're the one doing it is you who have brought who has brought the baby chicks, and you're the one spending this money. So it will really help you. But I also want you to know that some of the items I've recorded here, I already had them. Now, like the drinkers and the feeders, I already have it. I didn't purchase it, but I've put it here just to make you understand very well. And then also the weighing scale, I've recorded it here, but I already had it. So some of these things, you purchase them and they will stay for decades and decades. You will not repeat purchasing them. So whichever amount is here, please, I don't want anyone out there to get scared and to think maybe this project you need a lot of money, or this project is for those who have money. Or please, let's just, if you're interested in it, just start it and you'll see it from there. So the first expenses that we have incurred, number one, we have 400 baby chicks, of which it costed us 2 million, because each baby chick was being sold at 5,000 Ugandan shillings. And remember, $1 is equivalent to 3,780 Ugandan shillings. So if I talk about 2 million Ugandan shillings, you're able to convert that. You know, when I uploaded that video about how the budget, how much you need for 500 layer bars, most people complained why I did it in US dollars. They were like, please, why don't you do it in your local currency? So today I said, okay, let me do it in my local currency. But remember, $1 is equivalent to 3,780 Ugandan shillings. So 400 baby chicks costed us 2 million Ugandan shillings. And then I also purchased 50 kilograms of feeds, of which it was at 165,000 Ugandan shillings. I also purchased 1 bottle of liquid paraffin, which costed me 7,000 Ugandan shillings. I also purchased the chick fast, which I showed you before. This was to prevent these birds from getting sick. It costed me 20,000 Ugandan shillings. I also purchased chick start, which was containing the vitamin and the glucose, which also costed me 20,000 Ugandan shillings. I also purchased 1 box of bulbs, those ones which I showed you yesterday. Those ones you see right there, they're really so hot. It really helps you, even it saves your charcoal. But I could not purchase one by one, so I went to the electronic shop, and they told me, you know what, buy a full box. So a full box was containing 10 of those, of which it was a bit cheaper because it costed us 15,000 Ugandan shillings. But if you're buying one, you will end up buying it at 5,000. So it was better buying it a full box, which costed me 15,000 Ugandan shillings. I bought a disinfectant, which I've been using for disinfecting all these things, which costed 8,000 Ugandan shillings. I bought 1 bag of charcoal. It costed me 100,000 Ugandan shillings. I also bought coffee ask, 1 bag, of which the coffee ask costed me 14,000 Ugandan shillings. Let's carry on to the next page. In the next page, treatment for the cough, which I purchased yesterday. The 2 I showed you costed me 25,000 Ugandan shillings. Brooding peppers. Personally, I have not bought brooding peppers because I decided to use what I was having. But it was just an estimate that I put here that might cost you 10,000 Ugandan shillings. Now, transportation from my home here to Kampala City, to and fro normally cost me 10,000. That is if I'm not driving, if I'm using a taxi and borders. So this time around, I put the transportation in terms of taxis and borders. I didn't put their fuel when I'm driving, no. So transportations from day one, going to check for the birds, going to another branch to see, till today, bringing in the charcoal, bringing in the baby chicks, purchasing all the things, it has costed me now 103,000 Ugandan shillings. And so if you see the total of all those things, those are the things that I've, like the ones I didn't have, that I've purchased personally here for these birds which are brooding. So the whole total comes to 2,487,000 Ugandan shillings. 2,487,000 Ugandan shillings. And remember, $1 is equivalent to $1. I've written it somewhere here. $1 as per today. $1 is equivalent to this. So the total cost is 2,487,000 Ugandan shillings. And then I also put there other expenses. Other expenses, I was meaning the baby feeders, the things that I've purchased before that I didn't buy, but you need to have it in your record, because for you who is just starting, you don't have all these things, you're starting afresh. So other expenses, I have 12 baby feeders. Right now we have put only 10, but during the course of the week we are going to add the other 2, because I'm seeing the speed of feeding now has increased. 12 baby feeders, each have put at 8,000 Ugandan shillings, of which the 12 will cost us 96,000 Ugandan shillings. And then I've put 6 baby drinkers. Right now we are still having 5, but the 6th one is there, and I'm going to also add it during the course of the week. So the 6 baby drinkers, each is costing 8,000 Ugandan shillings, and the 6 will bring us to 48,000 Ugandan shillings. We go to one pot, the one I have right there. One pot is costing 10,000 Ugandan shillings. The weighing scale, you really need this weighing scale, because tomorrow we shall be looking at that, and we shall also be weighing these birds and see how they have been feeding and confirming whether we are doing something right or wrong, because we also have there's a weight that they're supposed to be having now that they have spent 1 week. So the weighing scale, the time I bought it was at 70,000 Ugandan shillings, but honestly I'm not pretty sure of this price, because I remember when I went to town I was looking for the weighing scale and I didn't get, but a broker took me to someone who was selling it. So I have a strong feeling that this price was added. So this one, but let's leave it like that, because that is what I had purchased at. So the total of that brings us to 224,000 Ugandan shillings. So therefore, if you total this one, the ones I've spent on this time, and this one, it brings us to 2,497,000 plus this. It brings us to 2,711,000 Ugandan shillings. That is for the first week. This is the money that you need for your baby chicks. That is for week 1. And if you convert it into dollars, as per how it is saying today, you find that you will need $717.2 US for your first week of brooding. So that is the money that someone out there will need to do brooding for week 1. Okay, that is the money that you will need to do brooding for week. This is the money that I've so far spent. However, this one I've not spent this one, because these things I already had them. But for you, you will spend this one because you do not have it still. Okay, so that is the money that you will need to brood these birds for the first week. But I want to encourage someone out there. Do not look at this total and scares you away, please. Some of these things, you purchase them and they stay forever. Now, like next week, Next week, our expense will really come down. The coming weeks, just like that, and at the end of the day, you'll find that you can do it, because if Sise can do it, you can also do it. So that is all that I had for you for today. Tomorrow we are coming to look at the feeding, how the amount each bird is supposed to consume, and we shall even weigh the birds together. So please, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click on that notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be so grateful. Thank you so much. Please, let's do farming together and let's make the difference. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.